Hey, what's up, everybody? So, guess what? It's NHL 22 franchise time. And let's get this out of the way right off the bat. Game has pretty damn good graphics, and the gameplay is pretty solid. But when it comes to what's new, other than their little addition of special moves and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of deflated because the game is exactly the same, guys. Everything about franchise mode, everything about player and team creation, it's all identical. There's no new logos, there's no new masks, there's no options to put anything on the masks. Maybe they added some new names in the player name list. That's about it. There's really, it sucks in that regard that there's been no upgrade. Now, mind you, I enjoyed NHL 21, but even when NHL 21 came out, I was bummed out that they didn't make any additions. And now that it's like, here's the first game on the new generation of consoles, and nothing. So they just added the X Factors, and they expanded the Be a Pro a little bit. But the X Factors, they're neat, but I mean, I don't need them. But all right, so that's my complaint. But I am excited to be doing a new franchise with current gen, like I said. Especially because for some reason, the PS4 version I had of NHL 21, I couldn't create teams or edit teams or anything anymore because the game kept freezing. So, that's another thing, real quick, that there's definitely some glitches. Big surprise, but there's some bugs that they need to fix. That there's some logos that I tried making, and for some reason, they don't show up properly, or there's colors you can't add. Like if you look at the star of the logo here for the Spirit, you see the arrows on the inside that are black. I couldn't change those colors. Which is a little weird. I can click into the little spot that's supposed to make you change the colors, but nothing happens. So there's some weird stuff going on there. All right. But anyway, let's go on. So we're going right into the expansion draft. Now, here is a little thing that I did. I don't want to mess with the teams as they are. Like all of the other NHL teams. So I went all through the ECHL and through some European leagues, and I just pulled random players out of those. There's a couple notable players that I brought back from retirement. For instance, you'll spot them when I grab them. But mostly I grabbed a player to throw on every NHL team, and these are the people that I'm going to take in the expansion. No, they are not great players. I did not edit them to make them better or anything like that. So I'm pretty much looking at this expansion draft is basically, with the exception of a few players, they're basically just going to be all AHL designated, or they're just going to be released pretty quick. And I'm going to rely on free agency and possibly trades to build my team. It's just how I'm going to do it. So let's get on with the expansion draft and start grabbing some players here. Yeah. Yeah. And we got the 5th overall pick. Arizona just won the lottery. And we do have, of course, this first draft is always booty, so I'm not really all that upset that we got knocked down on this one because there's very rarely anyone worth grabbing or really. Yeah. It's rarely anybody that you're like, oh, I gotta get this guy or that guy. Anyone who's seen me do these before is probably well aware. I'm more apt to bug out about getting the top players once I'm actually able to scout them, because right now I can't even scout anybody. All right, so I'm going to go in the order that I have this listed. Otherwise, this is going to be a pain in the ass. So we go to Colorado. That was really weird. All the sound went to my left ear all of a sudden. So I did a quick. I went into expansion mode earlier just to make sure that the players that I selected would all be available and that they wouldn't suddenly be protected. And there were some players that for some reason were being protected, and again, they were like low overalls. They weren't like key players, but for some reason the teams decided to hold on to those guys. So it's possible that may happen again with the players I replaced them with. Although I don't see why they would, because they're really crappy. Like the guys I replaced them with, I think are all like overalls of like a 50 something. So hopefully we don't have that problem. So oh, okay. It's skimmed right past the guy. For a second, I thought that we were already boobing it up here. So by the way, I do like the fact that I can turn off the ability to, or turn off that Seattle would or wouldn't be exempt from the draft. So I turn it off so they're not exempt. So I will be getting a player from them. But again, it's not anybody who's actually on their team. The only way that'll happen is if they end up protecting a player that I threw on their lineup. That should not happen. Of course, we will find out if that happens, but it shouldn't. Okay. And I'm going to... Never mind, there'll be less anyway. Okay, so Trop is available. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Are you kidding me? Well, they're protecting the player that I threw on their squad. So I actually may have an issue here. I might have to, because I had a left wing that I was going to pick from them. They protected him. So I just gave them another left wing. Like I said, a bad left wing, like a really bad player. They're protecting him too. So Edmonton's going to be one of those players I'm going to steal somebody from. Oh well. It is what it is. So, I don't know. For some reason, that didn't work out. I guess they really need a left winger. Weird. All right. Well, stop stopping. You're getting the pick. Says there's no sound. Can you hear my voice? Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you bastard. Good one, dude. Yeah, you freaked me out because, like, for a second I was like, you got to be kidding me. And it figures, Albert, you pop in. You missed all my streams, I think, of Far Cry 6. Or maybe you were there for briefly for the second stream or something. And yeah, I haven't seen you. And I know you don't like the NHL streams. And this is the one that you popped into. It's like, whoops. Okay, this is dude that I chose. Okay, so I should be. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that I'm going to be able to get everyone that I was able to before, but it's going to probably pull the same thing with anybody who got protected when I did the little test run. Nah, don't worry, dude. I'm not. And yeah, I totally get that. I don't watch any streams of any games I want to pick up either. You know that. I don't want to ruin it for myself either. All right, so Tampa Bay. And the only reason I'm going in a weird order is because I'm getting like left wingers and then left wingers, centers, right wingers. And protected the guy that I threw in here as a replacement. And that player was not good. Weird. Let me just double check, make sure he's not stuffed into some weird. No. All right. Well, I'm taking a left winger, so I'm just gonna take their lowest rated guy, Gabriel Fortier. Albert saying, and as you know, 70% of the reason I'm here is the company. Oh yeah, no doubt, dude. I got you. Who's messaging me? Hold on a second. I just gotta. Got a message here. Okay. Not important. All right, Dallas, you're up next. Dallas is another one that protected their players. So let's see if that's going to happen every single time. I think it's going to. It is. Wow. So I guess for future reference, the next time I do this, I'm going to have to, instead of giving these guys a center, I'm going to have to swap it with a player they're not going to necessarily need. All right, well, Ty Felliber. Montreal, man, everyone's trying to contact me right now. Whoops. Albert's like, well, actually, you're right. This game is incredibly boring. Well, especially because if you're not into the franchise stuff, it's not going to be exciting. It's not going to be a game that you're going to be like, oh, this is great. It's got its own It's got its own community of people that are into watching this stuff. Like I like watching other people play it, and well, this is not good because the Devils decided to protect someone who I had listed in there, and they weren't going to protect him when I went through it the first time. It was actually a player who, crap, I might have to actually trade for the guy because I don't want New Jersey to have him. Albert says, I think I'll go play Kina. You hear of that? I have not heard of that. I don't know what that is. All right, we're going to take Chase DeLeo. Well, that's really annoying. I don't know if this is just really random. Albert's like, what? No, I don't think. Or Kina? No, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Yeah, the Rangers too. Replaced a guy, and they protected that dude as well. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. So that means the San Jose is going to protect the guy that I gave him, and even though they're garbage players, I don't know why. Yeah, they did, and like I said, their overall is absolutely atrocious. I don't understand that. Bridge of Spirits. Nah, it does not. Doesn't ring a bell. Where it says it's basically like a Disney World, but with Dark Souls difficulty. Oh, that's interesting. It just got on the PlayStation Store. Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Or maybe I've seen something like an ad or something for it briefly, but I never really paid a whole lot of attention. Oh, it might. I mean, it might be in the. It might be available in the U.S., but I don't know. I just haven't seen anything about it. So it's. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. All right, this is weird. Okay, Winnipeg. I have to wait. So Columbus. Yeah, Winnipeg and Washington. For some reason, it did this thing where I made sure that I gave players, like I said, to every team, and that it was the minimum number that you're going to need, and I had like minimum amount of defense, like or I should say 9 out of 9 defenses, defensemen, 3 out of 3 goaltenders. Then when I got to my last 2 picks, it wouldn't let me choose forwards because they were like, well, then you wouldn't have enough spaces for defense or goalie. I'm like, I'm already filled with goalies, so I don't know if it I don't know what the little glitch was. It's a weird little thing that kind of screwed me up. Albert says, and there are 3 difficulties, so it doesn't have to be hard. Oh, that's good. Yeah, because like you've heard me complain about Dark Souls and all that stuff. Like I can't play those games because they will just frustrate me so much that I will not have a good time. Detroit's going to protect their player too. Oh, no, they won't. Minnesota is the one that's going to protect their player. Yeah, I don't understand. Again, same thing. All right, well, I'm just going to take these guys. Albert's falling asleep. Albert's passing out. We got a lurker who's just watching and doesn't want to talk and is probably also falling asleep. Well, listen. I don't expect everybody to fall in love with every game I play. I should have just done this actual part off and started after I already did all of this. Because while I have fun doing this, I'm sure other people are like, G. Fortier is injured. Calgary. T. Brennan out of the season, guys. Well, to be perfectly honest, he probably will not be getting any time. Wilcox. I heard bad things. I couldn't tell, Albert. Albert's like, I'm just being a dick if you didn't notice. No. Couldn't be. Come here, Schmid. You're just mad because you don't see me drafting anyone from your home country. That's what it is. Nakladal. The game is lacking. How is the game lacking? That's right, Roman Polak is back in the NHL. As crazy as that may sound to people who know the NHL, here we go with another player that got protected. I don't understand. That's the one thing with the NHL franchise that's always baffled me is there's the logic that's in these games, or I should say the complete lack thereof. All right, well I guess we're taking Will Borgen. Vancouver. Albert says it's lacking some good gameplay. Ooh, I'll show myself out. All right. Where's the juice man? There he is. now we're getting into our goaltenders. Oops. And they protected. Yeah, did it again. He did it again. I don't understand. And it's like anyone else who happens to watch this, I did not do a thorough check of where players are, like if people are on the wrong team or whatever. Like, I didn't really dive too deep into that because I know there's going to be a roster update sometime in the near future, and I'll just go with that. But since this is a fantasy expansion draft, let's just say fantasy. It's not a fantasy draft, but it's, I'm not gonna worry about little details like that. All right, Plekanec is who I chose. Yep. All right, Albert. I'll catch you later, dude. Sorry for boring you half to death. Yep, picking Olesh. Here's another one that another team where they protected their, and they protected again. So I'm actually getting players who are better than I was expecting to get. And the main thing is I just did not want to disrupt the team's chemistry, like the way that they were actually, in real life. I didn't want to mess with it too much, but oh well. It is what it is. Okay, so now we go to Washington. Now, let's see. Does it allow me to pick the guy? You gotta be kidding me. I guess we're taking you. And they protected their man. What is the deal here? All right, well, I ended up with a whole bunch of players I wasn't expecting to have to take, but it is what it is, and I'm not gonna get all hung up on it. Oh well. Okay, well, we're done with that. All right, well, it's not like we have an amazing team here. The locker room chemistry is going to be booty. So another thing that I ended up having to do is I fired our NHL goaltending coach because he had a crappy teaching ability. Because you want somebody with an A or an A, A plus, A minus, something like that for teaching, and that was not the case. Okay, draft interviews. Well, let's look at the draft class. We have the 5th overall pick, which means this is probably who we would be looking at possibly getting. He's a grinder. I mean, that's not bad. He's a year away. Exceptional stick tension. All right, so he's a good puck battler. All right, so he's a front of the net. That's not a bad player to have. Not at all. All right, and if we were supposed to have the third pick overall, if I'm not mistaken, let me see something real quick. All right, so it should be the third pick in every other round. So I'm going to take a peek and see. All right, so this dude looks like someone who's probably worth taking. One, two, three. So this guy would be expected for us to pick him up, unless someone yoinked him out from underneath us. But a top 4 high offensive defenseman. With a couple of abilities. Worth looking into. Let's actually interview this kid. Let's see. No, there's actually only really a couple key things that we need to know here. Look, so he's not an offensive defenseman. He's a two-way defender. So that's kind of a bummer. Few years away rather than, well, I think we didn't know. I think that was the these still need to go very much faster. I don't know why you've got to, you don't need to simulate that the guy's texting back and forth. This should be a face-to-face meeting. So these should be moving along real quick. So he's 4 years away. So I don't know. Goldobin. Don't really see anybody else that's jumping out at me. You got Pispinen. Do we want to go for a goaltender in the second round? Probably not. I really like the fact that his scheme, everything's balanced. I could fit him pretty much anywhere. Let's talk to him. Find out exactly what kind of player you are. He's a power forward. Well, I like that. A few years away. We don't know anything about his personality, so this will help. Consummate professional, get along with everybody. All right. Well, that's not a bad pick either. If I can, if I was to select him, he would fit a need. So that that's always a good thing. So, um, so we're now looking at, well, look, who should be available would be this kid here, Antropov, as a goaltender for the third round. All right, this will be my last interview. Let's just take a look, see what we can get out of him. Type of player are you? What kind of personality do you have? Want to make sure this guy is not going to be a dickhead. He wants to win at all costs. So I'm not going to ask him what type of player he is. Like, I don't really care about that. So he's got good vision. Get an idea of how far away he is. At least a few years. Okay. So another guy is probably going to be 4 years away. Yep. And this hasn't been fixed either from 21 to NHL 22. When you interview a guy down the list, it doesn't just go right back to the guy that you were interviewing. Instead, it goes right all the way back to the top. That's really freaking stupid. That annoys me. Antropov, there he is. So hopefully these guys are going to be available. The rest of this draft is just going to be me grabbing the best potential player that's available at the moment. So let's get into it. Edit trade block. I don't think we're going to see anybody making any attempts to make a trade with us, because why would they? I don't have any players on my team that are worth grabbing. All right, let's get into it. So I will do this. I want to see if I can snag. Oh my God, I know. Can I get... Oh, come on. I know. Jesus Christ. All right. Aha. So they're interested in trading him away. So what do I have? Look at, like, I have no players that they would even be remotely interested in. And I don't really want to. Oh well, you know what? I'm not gonna get him. I guess Jersey's just gonna have him for a couple of years, unless they ended up trading him. Oh well. Maybe Boston will make a move with New Jersey to try to get him back. All right, so let's go right to our pick. We got 81 overall, 76. So that's, was he a high elite, medium elite? All right. Okay, Abraham Downing. Let me write this down, because I want to keep track of who is who. And let's make our selection. Let's see. Does he turn out? Whoops. Does he turn out to be something special? Elite medium, 75 overall. He is a grinder. I mean, we knew he was going to be elite medium, that we were positive. I mean, I didn't know what the overall would be, but cool. All right. On to the next. Well, they snagged him, and so I'm kind of glad that I was looking at someone else, because look, 61 overall, and he's just going to be a 7th D. He's definitely not the potentially. There we go. All right, we are going for him. Yeah, it's like he was supposed to be a possible elite. Well, he's not, or top 4. He was top 4, I think, is what they had him listed as. That was a big old lie. All right, so another right wing. What do we get out of you? Bottom 6, high. That's okay. He's a power forward. Totally cool with that. Yep, I'm very cool with that. You know, he'll be a minute before we can get our hands on him. All right. Now the question is, does Antropov end up being a great selection as a 3rd round goalie pick? Nope. Oh, well. That's fine. Once again, I'm going to be looking to free agency and trades to build this team. So, all right. So the rest of these last 4 picks are literally just going to be stabs in the dark to see what we can get. I mean, I know that most of the time, like, the players that actually exist are not as good as they are listed as. Like, you know, 6 foot, 170. But when I look at someone who's 6'4", 196, like, he may not be elite medium, but lacks the drive to win. Well, I mean, he's going to be an enforcer. He's not exactly going to be a big difference maker. So I am going to attempt to grab old Matthew Hill. And let's see if he turns out to be halfway to 7th. All right. But he is a defensive defenseman, which generally when it says enforcer, that's usually what they end up being, as a defensive defenseman. So, and I'm okay with that. You know, you always need depth. And now is where you're looking at a whole lot of Top 6. Let me see something real quick. What do we have that's... 135 is where we're at right now. So we got this kid who's a possible sniper. Could be an elite player, or he could be a total bust. We don't know anything about him, but he's close to where we're drafting, so let's see what happens. Oh, and by the way, I did not ramp up the draft class, like, you know, to make the picks generally better. I just left everything at medium. Bottom 6. So we'll have him and Butler on the same line. I mean, obviously not necessarily, but he's a two-way forward. He is not a sniper. So that's unfortunate. Does he have at least decent shooting skills? He's very But we're in the it's a 5th round pick, so I can't really act surprised. All right, well, let's see. Sam McKinney, might you be something decent? I don't know. Elite low offensive defenseman. Let's try London. Probably going to be a 7th. Wow, I was wrong. He's a low top 4. I'm not going to be upset about that. Two-way defenseman. I would have liked to see an offensive defenseman out of that, but, you know, whatever. Andrei Bakanov. My scouts have him ranked close to our pick. All right, well, it's a 7th round pick, so we really can't get our hopes up that we're getting anything special here, but you never know. Every once in a while you get a player who turns out to be better than you anticipated. And, you know, hey, look, a top 9. But again, it's a two-way forward. Probably not going to amount to much. All right, so that's it. That's our 7 picks. And we are all done. Downing was the real good pick out of there. Butler was decent. You know, as a bottom 6 guy, you know, something that we're going to need. All right, so this is going into the re-sign phase. I can't hire a new coach yet. Okay, no big deal. And if it turns out that there's an available coach who's better than this guy, I'd go for it, but right now I don't know. All right, how long has this stream been? This is going on an hour. So what I'm going to do... I'm just going to re-sign whoever needs to be re-signed. Well, Downing is getting his contract right now. And he will be playing right away. Okay, so everybody has a year added to their... All right, Hill's not ready. Okay, so Wells is the only one So we're gonna. There you go. Got yourself a little contract. Yeah, you knew it was going to be easy, and of course Downing wants to jump aboard the team. All right, so everybody else, we're all set. Actually look real quick. We're obviously going to be way under the cap. Yeah, 57 million in cap. We have to have at least 60 million spent to be at the cap floor. So that's going to be free agency. So let's get into free agency. And we're pretty much going to be looking at everybody who would be available. And of course, you just I'm always willing to hear anybody's offers. I have 33 contracts. All right. But also, now that we're officially into free agency, I can hire a coach. Do we have any NHL level generalist? I can hire him as an associate. Possibly. Oops. Ooh. Team fit 0? What is this 0% bullshit? So is that another bug that I can't see that if they're going to fit into the team well or not? Albert's back. Albert's asking if I watched the new Batman trailer. I did. It looks pretty decent. So I'm hoping that it ends up being as badass as it looks because, it looks pretty freaking sweet. Okay, so evidently, maybe it's just because, I don't really have a team yet. That really can't give me much. All right, well, let's hire this guy as our NHL goalie coach. We'll give him a little more salary than he was anticipating. Albert's like, also, I never left. I heard all this shit you said about me. All of it? You heard all of it? Egad. I keep hitting the wrong freaking button. All right, NHL associate coach. So this guy is a B- overall. He's a generalist. Coaching influence is an A minus. His teaching ability is a B. He's a good special teams coach. And then if I look at him, I think that's the way to go. I think I lose this guy. And I bring in wrong thing again. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Associate coach. Wait, can I not afford him? No, I can't. Crap. Hold on. I done goofed. I shouldn't have fired that dude. Oh, crap. Damn it. Could I move him up in its place? I mean, the other dude was kind of low in his overall. All right, I'll get back to that. Let's look at free agency. First of all, we're only going to look at the UFAs. I'm not messing. All right, let's see. Gustafson. All right. You know, it's weird. He's an offensive defenseman, right? But he's good on all the penalty killing lines. Weird. But lefty, right D could definitely be helpful. So I think I'm going to take a stab at getting him, especially he's 29 years old. He's still pretty much in his prime. He wants 4 years. Asking for almost 4.5. So I'm just going to bump that right up to 5. So there's offensive defenseman. In fact, let's I'm not going for Chara, he's too old. Then we got Jason Demers. Top 4 defensive pairings, all penalty killing lines again. One other team is interested in him. Chicago's looking to pick him up. He wants 2.5. We'll give him 3.25. What would he want if for 3 years? Because mind you, the rest of my lineup is not strong, so I'm not looking at having some amazing options to fill my squad out. But I mean, we could take Eric Stahl. Could be a captain right off the bat. We could have ourselves a captain. He's a two-way forward. I would like to have a playmaking forward. All penalty kill lines. Well, you know what? Why don't we... Okay, that kid's... You know, I know for a fact that Boyle, I moved him into Pittsburgh, so I don't know why he's, everyone's supposed to have an extra year added to their contract, so his contract should not have expired. Oh, whatever. Who cares? Not a big deal. So I'm going to make an offer to Stahl and Galchenyuk and Galchenyuk, however you say his name. No other teams are interested. Let me get you for 2 years. Give you 2.5. Eric Stahl. I'll give you 2 3/4 year of what would you want for? You would want less for more years? Well, I'll take you on for 2 years there. All right, so there's 2 centers. So I'm basically going to try to draft my top 2 lines, and hopefully I can get it to work out. All penalty kill lines. Not taking 41-year-old Patrick Marleau. Brandon Peary. All right, we're going to try for Cahoon and Peary. He wants $1 million. Well, we can do better than $1 million. And that's the thing, we'll give them a 2-year offer. Hopefully they're all good with that. It's a shame that there's no power forwards. Here's one. But again, he's at a 76. They probably got other players that'll be able to jump up and take the spot. And again, if I don't have an amazing team right off the bat, that's fine. Because if that means that I'm going to end up having a piss poor season and get a good draft pick again, I'm all about it. So you will not hear me complain whatsoever. Ooh, look at this though. James Neal is available. James Neal can be emotional. That's fine. I don't mind that. So, power forward. Sniper and Bobby Ryan. That's right. Yes, Bobby Ryan. We will give you an opportunity here. We'll offer you 2.5. 2 years. In 2 years, all their contracts are gonna expire at once. Michael Grabner. The ideal leader is professional lawyer. A lawyer, I said. Wow. Loyal. Has a high desire to win. Power play lines, penalty kill line 2, forward line 4. Yeah, that's not a bad pickup. So perhaps we will grab him and James Neal. Especially considering that he can play both wings, as can Bobby Ryan. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this. All right, and now, yeah, I knew that the goaltending issue was going to be ugly. So 79 is the highest that's out here. Let me see real quick what is in my lineup as it is in terms of goaltending. 78, 75. I mean, the 79 is better. I mean, I'm not exactly talking about a bad goaltender, just but listen, buddy. I will offer you over $2 million, and you could be a starter at 35. So you got a place to play until you're 37, and then you can retire if you want. All right, well, let's see how this turns out. Do we have any luck getting those players? Okay, well, I got that coach. Now I got to see how much money I've got left to hire another coach. I'm also going to have to look at my scouts, but I'll do that on my own time. I won't do that on here. All right, we got Gustafson. Yes. Skeevy Ewer. Galchenyuk. James Neal. Eric Stahl. Devin Dubnyk. Bobby Ryan. Jason Demers. Brandon Peary. Dominic Cahoon. Can be emotional at times and it affects his professionalism. Well, that was just going to piss off my team, so no. Not interested. Sorry, Charlie, not going to happen, buddy boy. All right. I don't believe I have any other contracts out there. Unfortunately, yeah, Kaprizov is not really a option for us. Salary cap hit 43.19. So we are still well under the salary cap. I may look into making a trade. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go offline. I'm going to play around with trades, look to see who's available that I might be able to pick up, bring under my wing, try to get my cap hit up. I need to spend at least another, well, practically at least 17 million. So I got to see if there's some expensive dudes out there that would be worth bringing in for a year or two to hit the cap floor and then and help my team without me going completely broke. I shouldn't say going broke. That's not going to be an issue, but excuse me, got another one coming. It just took its sweet time coming out. All right. And then I also have to look into my scouts and my coaches, and I need to hire another associate coach now that I ended up kind of screwing myself here. I've got very little money left to... Wait, how much am I spending on... I mean... I just want someone who's got a good teaching ability. But I need a associate coach. I should not have fired my coach. That was stupid. So now I gotta try to find someone who's going to cost me very little money, which means I might have to put Braun up there as my associate coach in the NHL and then hire someone else for the AHL who's not going to be as good. But I really need my AHL team to have good teaching coaches because I want to be able to, get my draftees. I need my prospects to be pumped up in their potential and their overall. So that might also take a season or two, and hopefully we'll have enough money in our budget that we'll be able to play around with that. Actually, let's look at something real quick. I have owner mode is on. Okay, but I don't have any control over 3.11 in available funds. And that's for my coaching. All right, so I will figure all of that out. And look, we still have hockey analyst. You know, the nameless hockey analyst. Ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I'll be back on a little bit later. No, I'm not exiting to the main menu. I will be back on a little bit later after I figure out my scouting, coaching, and trade situations and see what I can come up with, if I can make some good moves or not. So that'll be it for now. Thank you guys for watching, the couple of you that actually tuned in. And I hope everybody out there staying safe and healthy and remaining smart instead of scared of these crazy times that we're living in. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification button, do all that YouTube stuff. And until the next time, as always, peace.